What's up, guys? We're gonna brobeatz. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make some dark melody loops. If you guys haven't subbed already or turned for homage, do so. Go to the top of the like. Let's hop right into it. So first thing we can do real quick is just grabbing a scale. So we can run with like, let's do A sharp minor. We can always transpose. And I'll go through the sounds and stuff that you need. And we're at 140. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's start with our chords or melody. So this is the sound I'm using. It's a little custom sound. So basically it's just a bell with some reverb. So I went ahead and labeled the sound selection so you can kind of follow along if you want to and picking your own sounds. And obviously you can insert whatever ones that you want and take out whatever. So let's go in here. And we can just start with the chords since we're focused on the melody. So let's start with our first little chord here. Okay, and there's plenty of things you can do here, right? Like you can take this, move some notes around, right? Because we want this to be dark. So to keep this dark, you want to stay along these half steps here, right? So like these notes that are right next to each other. This will keep it like dark, okay? So let's start over. Let's take this note, pull this down. Okay, and then from here, usually what I do, if I have like these in the background, I'll just pick a note and just move it up like this. Okay, maybe. Right, and if you don't like that, you can, obviously try something else, right? And that's a little too dark. I kind of like this one, so I'm gonna keep this as my chord progression. All right, so we can stop it there, and that is the chords. I just want to keep this very simple and straightforward with the chapters. So next part, we can go ahead and animate this and kind of make it a melody. All right, so let's go ahead and build our melody. Now, since this is a dark melody, this should be easy because we don't have to add a bunch of flams and all this stuff in there, right? So pretty much what we're going to be doing is taking this whole thing, right, copying it and then pulling it up an octave or two. All right, so that's pretty much like the notes we'll be using, right? So let's delete these. And then what you can do is just choose some of these notes. We can just take all of these and we can pull them up again. Actually, let's keep it like that, right? So we have this to work with, right? And I'm just trying to show you that most of the melodies you have up top are pretty much the same as the ones at the bottom, right? So what we can do is just offset some of these. Right now it's already starting to sound like a melody. Let's take this A. Now let's keep it dark. Let's keep it dark. Let's do something like this. Shrink these down. And then let's move this over. See what this sounds like. Okay, and I want to add some up here. So to keep this dark, remember those half steps, right? So we can use these two. See what this sounds like. I really want this to be lower. Okay, so we built our melody, so I'm gonna copy this whole thing over, and then we could just add slight changes for variation. And I'm trying my best to keep this like in frame. I don't know, we could just add some stuff over here. And this right here is just to give it that feel of like a loop, so it's repeating. And I think I'm gonna just delete this. Just delete that. Okay, so now we can play the whole thing. Maybe turn these down a bit. All right, so that is our base melody, and let's move on to like a counter or something like that. Okay, so next up we have like this little high bell here. So we can kind of try to use this. So we can just try to find a note. Now you can use what you have here. So usually, right, I would either use the top note of our original chord, or the middle note. So we can start with the top one, and if that doesn't work, we can try the middle one, but usually the top note will work. So let's put that in there. Then we could try to make it like just a decent little melody. And the reason we're adding this part is just to add a little bit more depth to the melody, so it's not just one sound. Let's copy this over, and then we could probably just, I don't know, just throw this here. Okay, I kind of like it low. So that is our counter, I guess, and we can move on to like the guitar. Yeah, the guitar. All right, so we're using this for the guitar, and I always use this VST. Yeah, so for the guitar, something simple that I like to do is just take the original chord, and then you can take some notes from up here, because with the guitar, you don't want to have everything crunched down together. You kind of want to spread it out. So we can probably have this as like a spot, and then we could try these notes. Just copy these, and this is just to get started, right? And then we could just animate it. So I'm gonna try to keep these large so you can see the actual notes. So let's make these smaller. And we just want to kind of play it, right? Okay, I like that. Let's see. Kind of want to pull these back a bit. Then we could add like a little part right here. This should work. And let's copy it over, and then just add some variation. Let's try something like this. Offset it just a bit. I try to get this right. And that's the only problem with these like VSTs, is sometimes they don't work, but we'll just act like it is. And let's just pull this up an octave. I want to keep something like around this area. Let's try this. No, I just want to keep this like that. Okay, so that'll work. Hopefully this works later, but we'll just play it through. Okay, I like that for the guitar. So it's all coming together, and now we can just add our flute, which should be easy because this is pretty much done already. All right, so this is the VST I'm using for the flute. So same thing with our counters. We can kind of look at our original melody and just get some ideas of where to put this stuff. So if you want to, you can kind of use this dynamic right here, because where I want to play the actual flute at is like maybe somewhere right here. I don't know. We'll listen. But you just kind of use the original chords to help you like get an idea. So I'm gonna play it and just kind of. Okay, so I'm hearing it somewhere over here instead, because this is kind of taken up by the guitar. So we can probably play it. So I'm hearing something like right here. So we can try like using these notes. Let me zoom in. And then let's go to these little steps here. Kind of like that. right, I actually really like that. I like how this works right here. Okay, so on this side, let's just do the same thing, but let's just make it like kind of, let's see. Could we move this over? And I'm holding Alt to move it off the grid. No, that's annoying. Okay. Okay, I like that. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just load up some effects that you can use just to give you an idea of some things you can use. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that because, you know, processing is very important and people forget to do it. All right, so we're just gonna go over the processing. So I just kind of mixed it and panned things a bit and added some presets. So for this panning, basically I pan the sounds that work together. So if I had a low sound, I would pan the low sound and a high sound together. So I chose a guitar and this little ambient bell. Like that's kind of low. All right, so I can get away with not mixing it as well if I do this. And then with these sounds, I'll turn that off. With these sounds, same thing, right? The flute is kind of low, and then this is kind of like a thin, highish sound. Right, they don't really clash naturally, so I can get away with not mixing like that. So let's go over our little presets, and we have Portal. Now I don't know how to really explain like how to get the preset without giving out the preset, but basically just I have Twinkle and Groove, and it just adds like, I don't know, it just adds like some grain to it. So I'll play it by itself. All right, just a little bounce to it. Okay, and then on the guitar, it's just like a guitar preset, right? You can kind of see what things I use: pitch and tape delay. Okay, and you don't have to use these, it's just what I chose. Okay, and then for the flute, I use two. So I use thermal, and this is the preset I use. I think this is, I'm not sure if this is default or not, but this is the name of it. Okay, and then we have another Portal just for some ambience, because I don't want it to be so in your face. So I'll just turn them on one by one. And then with this, right, just kind of dilute it a bit, and it's the whole thing. Okay, and that's pretty much the melody. So now what I'm gonna do is just make an outro beat. That's why I have drums here, just so we can have an outro beat. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw down the drums, and I'm gonna try to do all this in one shot because, you know, I'm not trying to like make the best beat in the world. We gotta start. So real quick, since we transposed this one, our note for our bass is still A sharp. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep this. Paste, Shift D, pull this up, and pretty simple. And then from here we could just, you know, throw this stuff in there. Just make some simple, throw some of these. Okay, I think that's good. So we can just play it one time through. All right, and that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.